Chosen one, God has marked you for a life of overflow. Please listen. This is not a simple statement, and it is not meant to be taken lightly. Overflow is not just about abundance in the material sense. It is about the fullness of life that extends into every corner of your existence. Overflow means that nothing about you is ordinary. Nothing about your journey is left unfinished. Nothing about your destiny is small. To be marked for overflow is to live in a state where what you carry is greater than what you need, where your cup does not just fill but spills over, where your presence brings increase everywhere you go. Before we go further, watch this video until the very end, because every word here carries energy and meaning that is part of your alignment. And as you stay connected, leave your warmest wishes in the comments along with the number 144. This action is not about routine, it is about intention. When you release words of blessing, when you join with others in alignment, you energize the universe with faith, gratitude, and expectancy. Wishes are seeds, and on fertile ground, they multiply. Overflow is not just about receiving, it is also about releasing. Now, chosen one, show your light by liking this video and subscribe to the channel, and let's step into this together. Chosen one, overflow begins in identity. You have been marked by God, and that means overflow is not something you chase. It is something that chases you. The problem is not whether overflow exists for you. The problem is whether you are aware enough to live in it. Too many chosen ones walk as if they are bound to scarcity, as if they must always scrape and struggle for survival. But that is not your calling. Scarcity is a lie that was spoken over you through environments, through experiences, through words of doubt. Overflow is your truth. Abundance is your inheritance. Multiplication is your reality. And when you step into that awareness, you stop living like someone begging for crumbs and begin walking like someone who knows the table was prepared for them. Overflow is not only financial, though it often manifests in provision. Overflow is peace that cannot be shaken. Overflow is strength that rises even in storms. Overflow is clarity that cuts through confusion. Overflow is opportunities opening even when doors were once locked against you. Overflow is joy that spreads to others, inspiration that lights the way, resilience that keeps you standing. Overflow is evidence that your life is chosen, and because it is chosen, it cannot remain small. Chosen one, being marked for overflow also means you cannot live like everyone else. You cannot adopt the mindset of scarcity. You cannot speak words of limitation. You cannot surround yourself with people who feed fear more than faith. Overflow requires a shift in posture. You must carry yourself as one who expects increase, as one who is open to receive, as one who is willing to pour out what they carry because they know it will always be replenished. Overflow is not about hoarding, it is about trusting. When you know that the source is endless, you do not cling to what you have. You release freely, knowing that more is always on the way. Do not be surprised when others do not understand this life of overflow. Some will question why doors open for you. Some will resent why blessings multiply around you. Some will think it is unfair that you rise while others stay the same. But what they do not see is that overflow is not luck. It is a mark. You were marked for this before you even knew how to ask for it. You were chosen for this not because you earned it, but because destiny required it. Overflow is not about favoritism. It is about purpose. You are given much because you are called to release much. You are trusted with abundance because you are trusted to steward it well. Overflow also comes with weight. It requires discipline. It requires responsibility. It requires awareness that you cannot shrink, cannot play small, cannot hide what has been entrusted to you. Overflow demands that you rise fully into who you are meant to be. It will stretch you. It will expose you. It will elevate you. And sometimes it will even isolate you, because not everyone can walk at the level you are called to live. But chosen one, do not resist this. Overflow may separate you, but it also secures you. It places you in the exact position needed to fulfill your destiny. Look back at your journey. How many times did you think you had reached the end, yet somehow you found more strength? How many times did resources appear when you had nothing left? How many times did ideas, opportunities, or relationships arrive just when you thought everything was over? That was overflow in motion. That was proof that you cannot run out, because your source cannot run dry. If overflow carried you then, why would it not carry you now? If you were marked for it before, why would it change today? The mark is permanent. The overflow is permanent. The promise is permanent. Overflow also transforms how you view challenges. Scarcity says, "This difficulty will break me." Overflow says, "This difficulty will multiply me." Scarcity says, "I do not have enough." Overflow says, "I am more than enough, and what I need will find me." Scarcity fears loss. Overflow knows that even loss becomes gain when destiny is in control. Chosen one, when you live in overflow, you see differently. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with a quiet confidence that nothing can shake, because you know the truth. You were marked for this. And chosen one, let me make this clear. Overflow is not coming. It is already here. It is not a promise you will one day receive. It is a reality that has already been activated. The reason it has not fully manifested yet is not because it is far away, but because you are only now awakening to it. Awareness unlocks manifestation. When you believe you are chosen, when you accept that you are marked, when you step into the posture of one who expects abundance, overflow begins to reveal itself everywhere. It was always there. It was waiting for you to notice. So from this moment on, carry yourself with this truth. You are not living in scarcity. You are living in overflow. Every sign around you is proof. Every breakthrough behind you is evidence. Every opportunity ahead of you is confirmation. Chosen one, your life is marked. And because it is marked, nothing can stop the flood of abundance that is already flowing in your direction. Be alert, be open, be ready. Overflow is not just for you to hold, it is for you to release. It will flow through you to touch others, to lift others, to awaken others. That is why you were chosen. That is why you were marked. That is why your life will never be small again. Chosen one, in this second part, we go deeper into what it truly means to be marked for a life of overflow. To be marked is not a casual thing. A mark is not a suggestion. It is a seal. It is the stamp of destiny on your existence. The evidence that your journey has been set apart from the ordinary. God has marked you, and because of that, you cannot blend into a life of scarcity, fear, or limitation. Overflow is not an option for you. It is a requirement of who you are. Overflow does not begin outside of you, it begins inside of you. Before the increase shows up in your hands, it shows up in your spirit. Before doors open in front of you, they open within you. That is why awareness matters so much. When you live unaware, you may walk past what already belongs to you. But when you live awake, You recognize opportunities as they come. You seize blessings as they unfold, and you carry yourself as someone who expects abundance to follow you everywhere you go. The mark on your life ensures that overflow is already aligned. Awareness ensures that you do not miss it. Chosen one, overflow is not random. It has patterns. It flows where there is faith. It multiplies where there is gratitude. It increases where there is openness. If your posture is fear, overflow is blocked. If your heart is closed, overflow is delayed. But when you walk in alignment, when you choose to believe that the mark on your life is real, overflow cannot be stopped. It does not matter who resists you. It does not matter what obstacles rise. It does not matter what scarcity surrounds you. Overflow will always find you. It will chase you down because you were designed to live in it. You may not see the full picture yet, but even now, overflow is manifesting in ways you may not recognize. Think of how often you have been given more than you needed in difficult times. Think of the strength that came when you thought you were empty. Think of the unexpected help that appeared when you had nothing left. These are not accidents. These are the fingerprints of overflow already at work. Too often, chosen ones dismiss these moments because they are waiting for something larger, something grand. But overflow begins in the small, in the subtle, in the quiet, evidences that you are sustained beyond your own ability. And chosen one, let me remind you, overflow is not selfish. It is never only about you. It is about the impact of your life on others. When God marks you for overflow, it is because you are meant to carry blessings that stretch beyond your own reach. Overflow fills you so that it can spill into the lives of those around you. Your presence will become a source of peace, your words a source of clarity, your actions a source of strength. People connected to you will rise simply because you carry overflow. You are not marked for survival. You are marked to be a channel. That is why your cup runs over, because it was never meant to stop with you. This also means you cannot think small anymore. Scarcity is a mindset that says, there is not enough. Overflow says, there is always more. Scarcity clings tightly in fear of losing. Overflow releases freely in trust that what leaves will return multiplied. Scarcity limits dreams to what feels safe. Overflow expands vision to what feels impossible. Chosen one, the mark on your life requires that you shift from small thinking to expansive believing. Overflow cannot operate in a mind that insists on lack. It flows where vision is bold, where trust is deep, where expectation is high. But overflow is not only about increase. It is also about resilience. Scarcity collapses under pressure. Overflow rises in storms. Scarcity fears challenges. Overflow thrives in them. Chosen one, your life has proven this again and again. How many storms have you walked through that should have destroyed you? Yet, here you are. That is overflow. How many setbacks have you endured, only to rise stronger? That is overflow. How many times have you had nothing left, but still found the energy to continue? That is overflow. You have been living in it without even realizing it, and now it is time to recognize it fully. Living in overflow does not mean life is free of battles. It means battles cannot consume you. It does not mean you will never face loss. It means every loss will eventually return as gain. It does not mean everything will always feel easy. It means that even in difficulty, you are sustained in ways others cannot explain. Overflow ensures that no season can end you, no scarcity can hold you, no resistance can block you. You are not marked for emptiness. You are marked for fullness. And chosen one, this mark is permanent. It cannot be erased. It cannot be revoked. It does not fade because of your mistakes, and it does not disappear because of your struggles. Even in your lowest seasons, the mark remains. Even when you doubted yourself, the mark was still there. Even when you questioned whether you were truly chosen, Overflow was still finding ways to reach you. You cannot run from it. You cannot hide from it. You can only awaken to it. This is why you must live with alertness. Overflow is not only about what is placed in your hands, it is about what you notice, what you honor, what you recognize. If you walk blind, you may miss it. If you walk awake, you will see it everywhere. Chosen one, you are surrounded by evidence already. Every breath you take, every obstacle you overcame, every door that opened against the odds, all of it is proof of overflow. The more you honor it, the more it grows. The more grateful you are, the more it multiplies. Gratitude unlocks the flow, awareness sustains it, and faith expands it. So let this truth settle in you. You are not waiting to be marked. You already are. You are not waiting for overflow to begin. It already has. You are not walking toward it. It is walking with you. From this moment on, live like someone who knows they cannot run dry. Live like someone who knows that more is always on the way. Live like someone who understands that their life is not just about enough. It is about more than enough. This is the reality of being chosen. This is the reality of being marked. This is the reality of living in overflow. Chosen one, in this third part we step even deeper into the essence of overflow and why being marked for it changes everything about the way you live. To be marked for overflow means you no longer operate from the ground of survival. You no longer live as if you are barely making it. You no longer carry the weight of fear that there will never be enough. Overflow shifts your entire foundation. It moves you from a mindset of lack into a posture of abundance, from desperation into confidence, from striving into flowing. When God marks you, He engraves abundance into your destiny so deeply that no circumstance can erase it. Overflow is not a possession. It is a frequency. It is an atmosphere you carry with you wherever you go. It is not bound by bank accounts, not limited to external resources, not chained to visible outcomes. Overflow flows from the inside out. When you walk into a room, your presence shifts the atmosphere because you carry more than enough light, more than enough energy, more than enough clarity. People may not understand why they feel lifted around you, but it is because you are marked. Overflow is not just something you receive, it is something you radiate. Chosen one, overflow also exposes what cannot survive in your life anymore. Scarcity-based thinking, environments of limitation, relationships that drain you, patterns that keep you small. These things will not be able to remain around you. Overflow pushes them out. It demands space. When God marks you, He does not allow you to stay tied to what steals your flow. That is why some people fall away when you rise. That is why certain doors close when new ones open. It is not punishment. It is pruning. Overflow cannot be carried in places that choke it. You must accept that part of living in overflow is letting go of what no longer aligns. You must also understand that overflow is not only about what you can hold, it is about what you can release. When you are marked for overflow, your life becomes a stream. Blessings flow to you, but they also flow through you. Strength overflows into those who are weak around you. Wisdom overflows into those who are searching for direction. Peace overflows into those who are surrounded by chaos. This is why your rise is so important. It is not selfish. It is generational. Your overflow impacts more than your own journey. It impacts everyone connected to you. Chosen one, overflow means you walk differently through challenges. When scarcity sees a problem, it panics. When overflow sees a problem, it expects a solution. Scarcity says, "This will end me." Overflow says, "This will multiply me." Scarcity says, "I do not have enough." Overflow says, "What I have will stretch until more comes." This is why you are still here. This is why storms could not wipe you out. This is why setbacks did not bury you. Even when you felt empty, overflow was carrying you. Even when you thought you had nothing left, overflow was still sustaining you. You are proof that the mark cannot be erased by difficulty. But overflow also requires a choice. You can be marked for it and still live beneath it if you refuse to believe it. You can be chosen for it and still walk in scarcity if you cling to fear more than faith. Being marked is the guarantee, but awareness is the key. This is why you are hearing this now, so you will no longer live blind to what you already carry. Chosen one, stop living as though you are waiting for overflow. Step into it. Speak as though you already walk in it. Move as though you already have more than enough. Expect doors to open. Expect opportunities to find you. Expect abundance to surround you. Expectation aligns you with what was already written. And do not think for a moment that your overflow is fragile. It is not something that can be stolen, not something that can run dry, not something that disappears when you make a mistake. Overflow is secured by the one who marked you, not by your perfection. This is why even in seasons of struggle, evidence of overflow still followed you. It showed up in resilience when you should have collapsed. It showed up in unexpected provision when you thought you had nothing left. It showed up in new beginnings when you thought you had reached the end. The mark ensures that overflow will always find a way to reach you, no matter the season. Chosen one, living in overflow also means shifting how you see yourself. Scarcity keeps you small, always questioning if you deserve more. Overflow calls you to rise, to see yourself as one who is worthy of abundance, one who is chosen to carry more than enough. This is not arrogance, it is truth. It is the humility of accepting that you are living evidence of promise, that you are chosen for responsibility, that your life was designed to reflect fullness, not emptiness. When you acquire this identity, you will never again apologize for rising. You will never again downplay your blessings. You will never again shrink yourself to make others comfortable. Overflow does not apologize. It flows. And chosen one, the most powerful thing about being marked for overflow is this: it is unstoppable. Nothing can cut it off. Nothing can reverse it. Nothing can cancel what has already been sealed. You may face delays, but overflow will still arrive. You may face opposition, but overflow will still break through. You may even face seasons of lack, but even then, overflow is quietly arranging your comeback. The mark is permanent, and because of that, your future is secure. So, walk boldly, chosen one. Overflow is your portion. Overflow is your identity. Overflow is your reality. Live with the awareness that you cannot be reduced. You cannot be emptied. You cannot be denied. You were not marked for scarcity. You were marked for overflow. And from this moment forward, you must live as one who knows, my life is already overflowing. Chosen one, this fourth part takes us further into the reality of what it means to walk in a life of overflow and how that mark shapes everything around you. To be marked for overflow is to carry evidence that follows you wherever you go. It is not always something you see immediately with your eyes, but it is something that others begin to sense when they encounter you. They cannot always explain it, but they know you are different. They know something about you carries weight. They feel it in the atmosphere when you speak, when you enter a room, when you simply move through life. That weight is overflow, an invisible current that touches everything in your path. Overflow is not silent, even if it cannot be explained. It speaks through results. It speaks through resilience. It speaks through the blessings that multiply when you put your hands to something. It speaks through the way you rise again and again when others thought you would remain down. Chosen one, this is why people often underestimate you at first, but later cannot deny you. They may try to ignore it, dismiss it, or even explain it away as chance, but your results will always expose the truth. Overflow does not hide. It reveals. It testifies that your life is under divine alignment. But overflow is also a responsibility. Being marked for it means you cannot live small anymore. You cannot bury your gifts. You cannot suppress your voice. You cannot shrink back into comfort zones. Overflow demands that you expand. It demands that you stretch. It demands that you grow into the full capacity of who you are. When God marks you, He does not do so for you to live quietly in the shadows. He does it so your life will shine, so your light will spread, so the abundance flowing through you will awaken others. Overflow is never selfish. It is contagious. Those connected to you will rise because of it. Those who walk with you will experience increase simply from being near you. Chosen one, the mark of overflow also means you will experience separation. Not everyone can handle the weight of your rise. Not everyone can walk with you into a season of abundance. Some people are tied to scarcity, and when overflow begins to pour out in your life, they may not celebrate it. They may distance themselves. They may even resist you. Do not mourn what leaves. Do not cling to what no longer fits. Overflow has a way of stripping away what cannot carry the next level with you. This is not rejection. It is refinement. The ones who remain are those who can grow with you, who can honor your journey, who can stand under the flow without being threatened by it. Living in overflow also reshapes how you see obstacles. Scarcity views challenges as walls. Overflow views them as doors. Scarcity sees endings as final. Overflow sees them as beginnings. Scarcity says, I cannot afford to lose. Overflow says, whatever leaves will return multiplied. This is why you cannot be destroyed by storms. This is why you cannot be trapped by delays. This is why you cannot be reduced by opposition. Overflow ensures that even when something is taken, more will come. Even when something closes, something greater will open. Even when you are pressed, you will expand. Chosen one, this is your reality. You cannot run dry. But overflow is not just about what you hold. It is about what you pour. The mark on your life means you are called to be a giver, not just a receiver. You are called to release wisdom, to share strength, to offer kindness, to pour peace, to inspire vision. And the beauty of overflow is this: the more you give, the more you receive. The flow never ends. You cannot outpour what you are marked to carry because the source is endless. When you release, you make room for more. When you pour into others, your cup refills. This is why generosity is not loss. It is multiplication. The chosen who live in overflow never fear release, because they know the stream will never stop. Chosen one, understand this too. Overflow is not seasonal. It is not meant to appear for a moment and then vanish. It is a permanent state of being. It may manifest differently in different times, sometimes as provision, sometimes as clarity, sometimes as endurance, sometimes as opportunities. But it never disappears. The mark ensures it. Even when you do not feel like you are in overflow, the truth remains. The flow may be quiet, but it is always present. You may not see abundance in one area, but it is already multiplying in another. You may feel stretched, but overflow is still sustaining you. The mark is not fragile, it is eternal. And here is a powerful truth. Overflow changes your expectations. Scarcity teaches people to hope for just enough. Overflow teaches you to expect more than enough. Scarcity says, maybe it will happen. Overflow says, it must happen because I am marked. Scarcity prepares for disappointment. Overflow prepares for fulfillment. Chosen one, when you begin to live with this mindset, everything shifts. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You begin to move with confidence while others hesitate. You begin to live with peace even in uncertainty, because you know that the outcome is already secured. So walk boldly, chosen one. Overflow is your identity, not a passing experience. You are not waiting for it to begin. It has already begun. You are not striving to reach it. It has already been written over your life. The key is awareness. Stay alert. Stay grateful. Stay open. The more you honor the flow, the more it multiplies. The more you believe in the mark, the more it reveals itself. And as you continue forward, remember this: your life will never be ordinary again. It has been sealed with overflow, and that seal cannot be broken. Chosen one, in this fifth part we step into the lived reality of what it means to remain in the state of overflow once it has been activated in your life. Many believe overflow is a moment, something that comes and goes depending on luck, chance, or temporary alignment. But for you, chosen one, it is not a fleeting moment. It is a lifestyle, a permanent atmosphere that surrounds you. Overflow is the rhythm of your existence, not an occasional spark. The mark on your life guarantees that this is not a wave that rises and falls, but a stream that continues to flow, replenishing itself endlessly. Living in overflow means you begin to expect the extraordinary as your normal. It means you are no longer surprised when things align, when doors open, when resources come, when solutions appear, when strength rises within you even in the darkest hours. What shocks others becomes natural to you, not because you are arrogant, but because you understand the seal on your life. Overflow is not an exception to the rule for you. It is the rule itself. When God marks you, the extraordinary becomes your daily evidence. But with this reality comes responsibility. Overflow is not for drifting. It is for stewardship. You cannot live carelessly when you are marked. You cannot waste what flows to you. You cannot hoard what overflows in your life. To be marked for overflow means you must honor the abundance by channeling it wisely. It may be wisdom that you pour into others. It may be love that you extend. It may be provision that you share. It may be peace that you spread. But whatever form it takes, you must release it. Overflow that is not released becomes stagnant. Overflow that is released becomes multiplied. This is how the cycle continues. Chosen one. Receive, release, replenish, repeat. Living in overflow also means accepting that some will never understand you. People bound by scarcity cannot comprehend a life marked by abundance. They will question why blessings surround you, why opportunities follow you, why resilience carries you. Some will admire you, some will be inspired, but others will resent you. Their limited vision cannot see the truth that your life is marked. They think it is chance. They think it is unfair. They think it is undeserved. But you know the truth. It is not chance. It is not luck. It is not favoritism. It is calling. You were chosen for this, so you could carry more than enough, not only for yourself, but for those connected to you. Chosen one, let them question. Let them doubt. Let them misunderstand. Your only task is to keep walking in the flow, because the mark of overflow on your life is undeniable, unstoppable, and eternal, and it will continue to prove itself long after every voice of resistance fades away.